Hey guys, so one of my Patreon subscribers who's been watching my Nomad Sculpt Flexi tutorial series wanted to get my feedback on one of the files that she'd made, so sent it my way and wanted a little bit of advice and feedback on what she could do to make it a little bit better. And so I figured I'd film this and to give to her, to show her, and also to show anybody else in case that helps y'all too. So I'm going to go over that and hopefully helps. Bye. So opening up her file, I'm going to look at this guy. And really, there's only two things that I would change in here. So first, let's lower the opacity so we can look at these body segments a little better. See how this inner cavity here kind of bulges up like that and dips down a little bit. I don't super love that because that can sometimes cause some overhang issues there while it's printing. Not always, but I like to try and play it safe there if I have the extra room to do so. And the other thing is these links have a really great amount of tolerance. They're not fusing anywhere, anything like that, but they're a little thin for what I like. And they also have some inconsistent thickness. You see how it's thicker down here than it is up here? That's going to cause it to be more likely to break in those areas. So it looks like maybe she had fused together her donuts with the body segments, because I do have a separate full donut over here. So I think what had happened is you merge these together with your body segments, which I don't normally do because of this issue right here. Because once you do that, if you voxel merge it together, if you go in and try to smooth out this body segment, then you're going to be warping these donuts, which I want to keep really precise. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to separate all these and see what she has that's individual and what is linked up. Oops. So let's go to this segment because we can hide these a little easier. So then I'm going to grab my clay and I'm going to go in here and fill in a little bit of this inner wall there. Help give myself a smoother ramp up, and then I'm going to subtract some of the clay around the edges too and go grab the smooth and smooth it all out together. So then if we lower the opacity, we look at this, you see how we're starting to get a less of a big bump there. You can also grab your drag tool, pull in that inner lip there. Pull that guy up. So then we have more of an upward slope versus that bump that we had originally. So we're going to leave that there for now. Let's grab our other body. So we're going to add our torus, our donut. Move it over here. One thing I'm going to do before I validate this is I'm going to go down here, that donut icon, down here to geometry, and inner radius, I'm going to thicken that up. This is what I do for all my donut segments. For my body links, it took me a while to find that feature because I just didn't think to look over there, and I was otherwise multiplying and duplicating my donuts to layer them over each other, which was a big hassle. So it's much easier to be able to just change the radius of that donut. So then we got that, and then I would then clone that, validate it, and then I'm going to grab the edges of this donut here and pull them down so that that donut is going to merge in with that body more smoothly. That's the only other thing on this model too that I would change, is you see how these links, they kind of have a real steep curve right there and here, which again may print fine, but you're going to have more risk of failures in your prints when you don't have that smooth transition up, especially on these overhang loops where you're going to have a lot of overhang that your printers are going to have to work with already. So I'm just going to merge out this link, kind of merge it into the body. Get that angle real smooth out there. See how we have a much smoother little angle here that we're moving out of. So then I'm going to grab that torus. I'm going to clone it. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Oop. And I'm going to pull that back, and I'm going to overlay it basically in the same area that your original donut was. Right there has a good amount of tolerance that you had left there on either side if you wanted. A little bit extra wiggle room there, which you don't really need, but you can pull this back a little bit. Give yourself more room there. And then what I would also do, once we have our donut here, I would then grab this section and pull that up to meld into your donut a little bit. Because again, we want to make sure we have all that internal support for our links and we're not going to be floating in midair. And you're going to get a lot less failures and overhang globbiness going on there if you do it that way. Trying to get this merged up how I want. There we go. So there, and that's really the only things I would change, honestly. And again, if we lower that opacity, look at this. Then you can look in here, look at all your overlaps and stuff. There we go. And then I would also grab the donuts here. And you can actually just move these out of the way of our body. See how we have that gap in there? In our body where our links are not laying smoothly with our body geometry. They're kind of poking out into the middle of it. And so we can just move those out. So then we don't see that. I'm going to get that out of the way. Oop. So we can get that all hidden and looking nicer. Now you see that inward slope there is a bit more gradual. You can see that better. You have that opacity turned down to see that slope versus the slope on that guy. We were kind of have that bump going up there. And then you can also see the links are much thicker and blend in with these body segments a little bit smoother. And so, but really, this is a really great base. Like you did basically everything right. There's just a couple little fine tuning things that will help you with your printability and structure and strength. But yeah, hopefully that is helpful and I will talk to you later.